Hi, my name is Elle and I'm a cross-stitch artist and designer here on TikTok. Today I'm going to be answering Raina's question, what kind of stand do you use when you do your cross-stitch? So I actually use a couple different types of stands. One of them is just for like hoops and smaller projects, and the other one is a modified scroll frame stand. I personally did a bunch of modifications so it can hold a much larger scroll frame, but I'll show you both of them. So this is the craft stand that I used for about 90% of my projects. It is the Loops and Threads craft stand that I got from Michaels. It is completely adjustable, so it bends at each of these joints or not this top one, but it bends at each of these joints to be able to make it like taller if you need it taller, or to like come over your lap more, or things like that. One of the things that I really like about it is that it's so easy to flip over to tie off or access the back of your piece and then flip it back over when you're done. Something that came up on one of our lives is people were asking, will this hold a scroll frame instead? There are these little grooves cut inside of the blocks here. So I do believe that it could hold a scroll frame of some kind. I think it's a possibility. I have not personally tested it out because my scroll frame is in use on my modified really big stand right now, so I don't have I don't have a way to like test this out if it'll grip onto it. But like these bolts are really long, so it theoretically it should be able to do that, and it should work. The one thing that I will say about this that I don't like is the wood that it's made of is a really soft wood. So as you are screwing down these wing nuts and these bolts and everything when you're putting it together, I recommend going to your local hardware store and getting washers. I had to put washers underneath, like between all of these, especially up here, because these were sinking into the wood because the wood is so soft. So I have washers I have washers at like all of these top joints. I should have one here, but this one already sank in too far for me to add a washer in. And as you can see, my little knob keeps falling off of this one. I have it, it's over there somewhere. If I need to tighten this one, I go grab the knob again. But yeah, I would say to put washers on all of the joints, to just make it a little bit more sturdy. And so these aren't, eating into the wood. Please excuse the mess on this part of the room. We literally have someone coming to fix our chimney, and so our stuff is just kind of everywhere chaotically because we used to like put boxes and stuff over in front of where the chimney is, and now it's like invading the kids' homework area and the craft area. So there's just a lot of stuff out because we can't access like the closets and things that we need to like put stuff away, because now the boxes that were over by the fireplace are now in front of the closet and stuff like that. So please excuse the mess. Look at the mess. Okay, but for real, here is the modified scroll frame stand that I use for my big tapestry piece. This is something that I got off of Amazon, and I made a bunch of modifications to so that it can hold a 5-foot wide piece of fabric. So this fabric is 60 inches wide. And so the frame, the dowels that it's on are longer than that, obviously, because like you see, there's a little bit of gap here. But like this chunk and the stands and like the feet and like that's all part of the original. Well, actually, we had to extend this piece also. But anyway, we took one that I bought on Amazon and we made some extensions and some modifications to it. I added like this piece and we added this thing on here so I can attach my camera and stuff like that. But this is the other one that we use. I have a link to this in my supplies list in the link in my bio to the original one that we made. You'll have to make the modifications yourself if you want it to hold a piece that's this big. But honestly, I really like it, and it works pretty well. So like it goes that direction when you're working on it, and then when you need to flip it over, you just flip it like that to work on the back of the piece, or like to tie off or tuck your ends under or things like that. And when I'm not working on it, I allow it to hang like this. That way I don't wear out these bolts down here, which again, this is something that we had to add on because this piece is so heavy. It cannot hold itself up at an angle that's appropriate to work at on its own. So like I said, we had to make some special modifications for this piece. I hope that helped, and as always, happy stitching.